Florida, what we've seen happening in these others, they come in and these big tech companies are building these massive data centers that take up as much power as a city of 500,000 people. Well, guess what? Supply and demand. Do you think your electricity rates go up when that happens? Yes, it does. So this would block that basically. No ratepayer should have to pay 1 red cent because of big tech. And we'll be one of the first states to do it. And, you may not be dealing with that right now, but I tell you, they're coming for a lot of these communities. And I think that's going to be the protection that's going to be what people need. So he's led the charge on that. I know they're also doing it in the Senate, but I think it's really, really important. I mean, over the last 5 or 6 years, groceries, all this stuff going, do we really want to say that you're going to share with this massive data center and somehow that supply and demand, right? Unless you increase supply tremendously, the demand increase is going to cause price to go up, and we don't want to do that. I think they should pay their own way, and I think they should produce their own power. It shouldn't have to fall on the wallets of the people who are just going about living their lives, particularly here in Northwest Florida. So I think that's something that has gotten a lot of momentum and a lot of steam, and I'm obviously very supportive of offering that protection to our Florida ratepayers. We also are celebrating Florida's 180th birthday today. As a state, we've been around since the 1840s. I think most people know the history pre-statehood. You go back to the time of James Monroe when he was Secretary of State, and Andrew Jackson and all this stuff, but became a state in the 1840s. And I always like to point this out. If you go from that statehood all the way till the present and you added up all the debt that the state of Florida has incurred as a state, just since I've been governor, we've retired over half of it in my tenure. And so that's something that we're happy about. And so we're showing that it can be done. We have paid down that debt, which is great. We've also maintained a very lean government. We have the lowest number of state government employees per capita in the entire United States of America. And so that's what you should be doing, right? Doing it with a small footprint. And yet we're doing a lot of big things. We're out leading the country on enforcing laws alongside the feds against illegal immigration. You look at what we're doing on things like transportation and infrastructure, accelerating massive numbers of projects. Some of these projects weren't even supposed to start until next decade. We've been able to get those accelerated. We're going to end up delivering a bunch of projects 5 or 10, even 15 years ahead of schedule. That required investments. You look at what we've done on environmental restoration. We've done stuff in the Panhandle. We've done Springs. We've done Everglades in South Florida. One thing after another, these have been really, really big investments. You look at what we've done on education. We did $1.38 billion just for teacher salaries, which was the most we've ever done in the history of the state. We did that in current year. We're trying to do more coming up for next year's budget. So on and on, we're able to do things, but while reducing debt, while reducing taxes. We're at the point now, we have no state income tax. We've excluded sales tax from disaster items, groceries, medicine, baby items, back to school. You name it, we've done it on that. We eliminated the commercial rent tax. We were the only state that had that tax. Wasn't good for the economy. We eliminated that entirely. And so all these different things is great. Still running surpluses. We've more than tripled the state's rainy day fund from the time that I was governor, and all this stuff is great. We had an economy a little over $1 trillion when I got in. Now our economy is $1.85 trillion, so it's up over 70% in the last 7 years. These are all great things. Now, one thing we want to help people with, and it's not something that we do at the state level in terms of the revenue, is the property tax. And we have a great opportunity to be able to do something historic then. We're going to be working on that throughout the balance of the year, and it can be on the ballot in November of 2026 is the earliest that people are going to be able to vote on it. And it's something because of the way these taxing authorities are under the Constitution. It's not something you can just do by legislation by and large. So that's why you have to go to the ballot. So we're going to be doing that to be able to give people relief. So there's a lot of irons in the fire there. But from a state perspective, we've done things right. Now, one of the things that we've done is support infrastructure development, support workforce programs, particularly for some of our more rural areas throughout the state. And we've done that for a number of different ways. We have our Job Growth Grant Fund, which we're going to talk about today, where we're able people can apply, they go through the Department of Commerce, and then we pick what projects would be the most valuable. A lot of times a county is putting up money or a city's putting up money to match, and then we kind of go in holding hands together and try to create something special. If it's an infrastructure project, same thing with workforce training. We also have the Rural Infrastructure Fund, where we've supported infrastructure for rural communities, and we've done that very, very strongly. We've done other things with workforce, even apart from Job Growth Grant Fund. When I became governor in 2019, we said, okay, by 2030, we want to be #1 in workforce education in the country because, it's like these colleges, like we have good colleges in this country. We have a lot of poor colleges that aren't worth the money they're charging. Now in Florida, as a state resident, we haven't allowed them to raise tuition since I've been governor. So we have the lowest in-state tuition in the country, $6,300 on average for a Florida resident. I mean, you can't beat that anywhere else. But, these private colleges, a lot of them charge a lot. A lot of them aren't necessarily delivering a lot of value. Like MIT, fine, they will. But there's colleges nobody's even heard of that charge $70,000 a year. It's like, that piece of paper is not magic. You're either learning things that are going to make a difference, or you're just getting a piece of paper. And some of these students go deep into debt, and they end up in jobs they could have had out of high school. So what good is that to go into debt for that? So we've said, we're going to continue with our universities. They've gotten even better. It's a great opportunity. And it's a great pathway for a lot of people. We want to encourage people to do that. But workforce training, vocational training, huge opportunities for young people especially. And so we wanted to put an emphasis on that. And the result was we didn't do it in 2030. We did it in 2025 to be #1 in workforce education. And so that's 5 years ahead of schedule that we were able to get that done, and that's making a huge difference in the lives of so many different people. So we're able to do a lot with this, and that kind of brings us here today because the commitment is ongoing. We know that these projects can make a big difference for the local economies, and we want to keep the momentum moving forward. So I'm happy to announce today that we're going to be parceling out more than $13 million through Florida's Job Growth Grant Fund. We are awarding $5 million to the Panama City Bay County Airport and Industrial District to construct an aircraft engine repair station and an engine testing facility at Northwest Florida Beaches International Airport. It's a really good airport. I mean, I really like it, and I know there's a lot more routes going into that airport than there was, however many years ago, and I think there's going to continue to be more, probably from most of the major cities, Midwest and the Northeast. You probably can get direct, or I know a lot of them you can get direct now. When they open up that golf thing north of the airport, people are going to come for that. You guys just be prepared. It's pretty incredible land. Those guys know what they're doing, and that's going to be a huge draw for people. And you're going to see like an assembly line of people flying down into that airport, driving 30 minutes up, be there for a couple, 2-3 days, and then fly back and
Coast folks, Florida's great Northwest, Bay County EDA, Triumph Gulf Coast, and everyone who works at the Airport Authority for this hard work and dedication to bringing this project to our community, and for a win-win for IAG and the community as a whole. Today's grant solidifies that Panama City Beach and our airport are an economic engine for the region. We are just getting started to show you all of our true potential. This project brings $107 million into our community, over 500 high-paying engineering jobs, which is just a huge benefit to our region, as we all know. And again, with Governor DeSantis' leadership, the state of Florida and Bay County as a whole have become the economic development hub. We look forward to the continued relationship and the continued support, and we look forward to a great day in Florida. Thank you all.
Okay, Chairman of the Gulf County Commission, Sandy Quinn.
Thank you, Governor. On behalf of Gulf County, I want to sincerely thank Governor DeSantis for awarding these job growth grant funds to our community today. The investment is a game changer for our rural county. It represents opportunity for our workforce, for our young people, and for the families who want to build their future right here at home. These funds also will help support the creation of approximately 450 high-paying jobs, trade-based jobs for the county of our size. And the kind of job growth is transformational for Gulf County. We are especially excited about this because it helps move forward the floating dry dock project for Gulf County. There's a clear demand for these services in our region. Shipyards in Tampa and Mobile currently have backings of approximately 10 months. So the Port St. Joe shipyard will help fill that gap, supporting vessels, repair needs, strengthening Florida's maritime industry, and aligning with the growth projected in the Florida Commerce 2025 Target Industry Report. I also want to personally thank Secretary Kelly and the Florida Commerce team for their guidance and partnership throughout this grant process. Their support has been invaluable to our staff. And finally, a sincere thank you to the Eastern Shipbuilding Group who came to Port St. Joe. Brendan DeSernio, who is with us today, for choosing Gulf County and for partnering with us on the floating dry dock project. Your investment and confidence in our community and our team is sincerely appreciated. Today is about more than funding. It's about momentum. It's about building careers, strengthening our economy, and creating lasting opportunity in Gulf County. Thank you, Governor, once again.
All right. Well, I think these are really, really good projects. I think it's going to continue to make a difference, and we're proud of what we've been able to do, particularly in Northwest Florida. We've done well. No governor's done more than me for Northwest. I mean, that's not even a question. I mean, but we had to, navigate the aftermath right when I came office of Hurricane Michael, and obviously we had COVID. Northwest Florida did very well during COVID because it was rational, and people were attracted to the rationality, and a lot of people lived here, vacationed here like never before, and we were happy to help facilitate that as well. But from an economic base, we've been able to see the economic base expand. When you start talking about some of the industrial projects that have been undertaken, some that will continue to be, throughout this region, it's really promising, and it's really, really exciting, and it's a great place, obviously, from the scenery and everything, and great community. So I'm just happy to have been a part of it, and we'll continue to do. We obviously are going to be doing more awards over the course of the year, and I'm sure we'll find our way back to Northwest Florida for at least some of those. Okay, do we have any questions? Okay, God bless everybody. Great to be back in Bay County. You guys take care.